Alright, it's Garsen again, and what's this? Ah, we have 3 swashbucklers attempting to steal the bank's booty, and I think, you know what? This battle, the tide is changing. So, let's find out who wins, shall we? Oh, big slam. But, you know what? We'll add a little defense. Yep. Too bad no one's standing next to you. Get sneak attack, rakish audacity. Alright. Come on over here. Yeah, nice try. Too bad I have expertise in acrobatics. Alright. She's tanking it. She's tanking it. Can't stop her constitution. Uh-oh. Ooh, there's that shield on that warlock. There we go. Not today. No, no, no. Alright, so we'll let Gale finish that one off. We need to heal anyway. Let's take a heal over here. Run past the robot. Miss. Ooh, called it. There we go. And no one's standing next to you, huh? Which means do some bonus sneak attack damage. Nice job. Alright. Oh no, Will! Alright. Make them pay, Gale. Make them pay. There we go. Need to finish these guys off first. How about you? Whoa-bam! Nice. Getting those Rhapsody bonuses. Whoa. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. A little extra heal. In fact, I'll tell you what. Need to get a big heal going on here. Give this to Minnie. Throw one of these down for you two. Yeah, now we both got blessed. And you know what? We can still get a sneak attack. Come around here. Nope. Uh-oh. I think that's 3 Rhapsody now. It's very good. Okay. Alright. How about this? Go ahead, drop another one. Oh, you know what I want to do? Yeah. Drink one of these. Run over here. Nah, come on. Where are you at? Oh, you there you are, hiding. Ooh.
To an idiot.
Ooh, nice miss. Alright, so Gale's got the arcane synergy and the harmonic going for a little bit longer. Need to start trucking on these guys. There we go. Okay. Ooh. I think it's in the bag now. Alright, let's see. Minnie, what do you got? Bam! 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 Not the best for the robot, but... Okay. Now I can do what I wanted to do. Walk up to you, and then I can do a little rackish. And now with the Mystic Scoundrel, pop! Ooh, big damage. Some more arcane synergy. Uh-oh. Nice. And Warlock shields coming in handy. Opportunity attack. Miss, what? Missing all that. Alright. Come on, big damage, go. Let's see it. There we go. Woo. And you know what? Oh, damn. Alright, let's see. Run up here. Bop him. Hold on. Turn this off. Hit this guy. There we go. Yeah. A little bit more. Come on, crit. Ooh. Uh-oh. Well, don't go in the bank. There we go. We got a bloodlust, and now we can do this again. Rut-roll. There we go. Ooh, shields. Alright, we're all out of shields, but Gale still got arcane. Yeah. So if we walk up next to him, he's got Aura of Murder. Pierce through resistances, big damage. Get another hit with offhand. Nice damage there. Walk away. Can't hit opportunity attack. There we go. Alright. Now we'll slap him. Oh! How dare you! Oh, how dare you! Minnie, come on, what was that? Alright. Well, poke him. Poke. There we go. Run over here. There we go. Look at Will being a beast, although now he's gonna blow up. I can't let Will die after that. Nice try, robot. Alright, this is it. Just gotta poke him once, still have arcane synergy, and you don't resist piercing. We are done here. We are taking the booty, baby! Smile. Yeah, alright. Everyone's a little beat up after that, but we're taking the pirate booty. Let's go. They're not pirates. I don't care. Yeah. Swashbucklers. Alright. Minthara, if you could, let's have a little rest. Okay, so if you didn't know, coming up pretty soon in a month or two, right? Just a little bit longer and we won't have to wait, but there is a new subclass for the rogues. It is the Swashbuckler. So we're gonna cover it a little bit today. By the way, PSA, public service announcement, it is not a pirate. A Swashbuckler is a sort of flamboyant swords person, but you're gonna be playing a pirate. I know you are, come on now. But this is patch 8. Larian's adding new subclasses. It's free DLC. That's crazy. I mean, 12 new subclasses, one for each class. Today we're talking about Rogue, right? And keep in mind these are from the tabletop D&D 5 edition. Think of it like an expansion pack. There was Xanathar's Guide to Everything. That's what added this subclass. That's where it's coming from. So it is official D&D subclass. But it's Baldur's Gate 3 has a 12 limit cap to the leveling system. So of course they changed things from the tabletop. So this might be different from what I'm showing you. This is just currently a modder's rendition, and I will drop the mod in the description link down below, alright? But let's do a breakdown. There's a lot to cover with this subclass. Trust me, there's so much to cover. Ready? Here we go. We're going to go real quick with the breakdown. Rakish Audacity. Actually, it's Rakish Audacity, because my commenters are awesome and kind of correct me on stupid. I'm a dummy, so it's Rakish Audacity. It's initiative from bonus charisma. Hold up. It's initiative bonus from your charisma, right? So I think it's like +1 for every 2 charisma, or it's like your spellcaster modifier added to it. We'll see how Larian does it. Your sneak attack now works if there's no one near it. You saw that a lot in the demo. Basically, if we come into here, we can actually see it in full detail. If they're within, no one's within 5 feet, as well as all the other standard sneak attack, disadvantage or advantage, right? You can get your bonus sneak attack damage with just a new condition. So if no one's standing near them, you get the benefit of that. And also fancy footwork. You can ignore opportunity attacks like you saw with Gale just a moment ago. I hit the sword Steel Watcher, and then I was able to just run away from him and not suffer the consequences of an opportunity attack. All of that from choosing the subclass at level 3, right? Pananchi, someone's got to correct me on this, but I do apologize ahead of time. You essentially insult a dude. It's right here. And keep in mind, this is not vicious mockery. This is just what the modder chose to use as a reset. Like reused asset, give it an icon. The taunt is basically goad an enemy into a disadvantage on attack rolls. So anybody but you, that enemy will have a disadvantage, right? And then, of course, if you hit them, they can't do an opportunity attack against you. And this will also make it so they can't make opportunity attacks against anyone but you. So you can effectively just ignore everything they're trying to do. But yeah, you insult the dude. How cool is that? You have charisma checks against a wisdom saving throw. That's the condition right there. So if they lose the wisdom saving throw, they get the effect, and the target will have disadvantage on anyone but you, and then they can't make an opportunity attack on anyone but you. Combo that with the fancy footwork, and he ain't touching nobody. So finally, if we're looking beyond level 12 in the tabletop version, elegant maneuver. This is a bonus action in order to gain advantage on your next athletics or acrobatic check. So if you were worried about Minnie being thrown into the docks there, worry not. She totally didn't get thrown in the docks all the other times I was trying to make a demo. No, but we have expertise, but then if you wanted advantage on it, possibly give yourself advantage on those checks. And then at level 17, you would have Master Duelist. If you miss an attack, you can roll again with advantage. That's pretty cool. You get 1 per short rest, nice little bonus. But of course, this is 17 and 13 respectively, so we don't get these. And that's it. That's the subclass. That's it. That's all it is. Well, hold on a second. I have to say something. Unlike fighters, rogues come with, like, on their own, no subclasses. They're already a crazy good class, and maybe it's because they're not flashy, which fits being a rogue, right? Sneaking around, kind of being more subtle. They are fantastic and loaded, right? I played this game for the first time and I was like, rogues suck. Then later on realized, man, these guys are busted, okay? They come with a lot of utility. If we look at Will right here, okay, you have just about everything you need to do, also as a bonus action. So that's where a lot of that utility factor comes in. Running away, I say this a lot of time in honor mode, right? The difficulty here was just a custom game, but we are on the tactician honor set rules, right? In honor mode, can't reload things. This is always where I'm viewing my viability from. So being able to run away is a huge thing. Having the ability to, like, hide is where a lot of the sneaking power comes from. Little counterintuitive on a swashbuckler, but again, being able to run on bonus action isn't a very good utility. So rogues have tons of utility, and there's a lot I could say on that, but for now, expertise at level 1. For a level 1 dip, getting expertise on just about anything, but especially a charisma-based character, a dex-based character, we can see it right here. This guy has a bunch of expertise. Oh my gosh. Acrobatics, deception, intimidation, performance, persuasion, perception. Like, you can... Expertise is huge because it's doubling your +4 proficiency bonus in the late game, right? So +8 added to your deception or maybe persuasion, right? And in Gale's case, kind of a big one, his sword, the Harmonic Dueler, needs a performance check anyway, so we would naturally want that as good as we can get it to always get that bonus from that sword, right? So expertise at level 1 for just a level 1 dip. Rogues are always good, right? Sneak attack, if you're really diving into the class, a big part of your power is that sneak attack. And then of course 4 feats. At level 10 you can still have 3 feats and dive into another class, dip into something, right, that you may deem worth it for a multi-class, right? You would still get 3 feats. If you go all the way into rogue, you might have too many feats. I didn't really know on the quick what I wanted to do with Will here, but he has 12 rogues, so he's got 4 feats, so on and so forth, right? I think, again, if you put all these together, like, before you even touch a subclass, rogues are really freaking good. So let's back up for a second, though. These might actually be added in as maybe a 10, 11, or 12 feature in the breakdown, okay? Keep in mind, again, this is Larian, they're homebrew. We'll talk about this in a second, but these things might be different, so maybe that's not it. However, getting back to what I was saying about 4 feats and maybe dipping to the last 2 levels at level 10, then 11, 12 into something else. The next update is also going to bring the Hexblade, which is a game changer for charisma classes that want to use their weapon with their charisma rather than, say, dex or strength. And I've done some examples here, but the coolest one, in my opinion, would be Gale. He now uses his charisma, as you can see, +6 charisma and +6 charisma, so both attack and accuracy. With 1 level into Hexblade, you do get the unique Hexblade bind weapon. So we'll highlight that right over here. So instead of strength dexterity, you can use your charisma modifier. It just can't be a two-handed weapon. Seems like a perfect fit for a swashbuckler who's using maybe a more duelist weapon, right? With 2 levels, since again you're taking 3 feats at level 10 on a rogue, right? Seems like a really good combo is a Hexblade level 2, because now you get Agonizing Blast. You can add your charisma to your blast, so you have a really competent Eldritch Blast for only 2 levels. I've talked about this plenty of times, right? And then you have 10 levels of Sneak Attack, Rakish Audacity. You can activate this all the time, and so on and so forth, right? So for the 2 level dip, you can get some invocations like Devil Sight, I think we took here. Start abusing Darkness. That's Darkness cheese right there. You have Agonizing Blast or maybe Repelling Blast. You can take Disguise Self. Super good stuff. And remember, now you're just kind of all in on charismas, because we could take this character up to realistically 24 charisma in the end game, and all of that, that's a +7 bonus to your weapon times 3. That's a +7 to your laser. Cool, right? And not to mention you have some crazy expertise bonuses plus the charisma bonuses to all of these. So +13 on persuasion and deception. That's pretty wild, right? Definitely pretty good fit for like a lone wolf build. And then there are charisma weapons, which I have showcased here. So Harmonic Dueler, we'll get into that. This is a dexterity weapon, right? But you will use Mellow Harmony every short rest. That gives you another bonus of charisma. This actually affects your offhand too, so keep that in mind. This is actually pretty well thought out. Will here is using the Infernal Rapier. He actually gets that through his quest. Okay. So the Infernal Rapier, just straight up, without dipping into a multi-class, you're going to be able to use your dexterity or your charisma modifier, your spellcasting modifier, as both the attack and damage rolls. So you can always use that. Plus you get a little bonus if you're casting anything. And then with the Sylvan, this comes from Jaheira's quest. Or rather, if you recruit Jaheira at the end of Act 2, you can get the Sylvan Scimitar. And this is a very basic scimitar, weapon enchantment +1, but it gives you, again, your charisma will now be the attack and accuracy, or the accuracy and damage of the weapon. And basically, I went with like a bard anyway, so the bard ends up with charisma for their spellcasting modifier. And yeah, I don't want to kind of get into the builds now, but let's just go over one last thing. Like I said, vanilla, the devs homebrew, right? Larian can choose to change any of this stuff. It's their game. They can make it fit, and they have. A good example in the base game is Beastmaster. If you didn't know, in the tabletop is like not as good as Baldur's Gate 3 from what I understand, right? They completely remastered that thing to make it fun and focus with what the subclass wants to do. I have a beast. He's my buddy. He's good. All right. So they have also confirmed with the Shadow Sorcerer and some other things, they are doing homebrew changes to these new subclasses. So again, maybe that level 13, 17 skill or feat becomes a part of, like, if you go all in on the Rogue or the Swashbuckler, you become like 10 or 12 is when you get those bonuses. But we'll see what they do, right? So on to the fun part. Of course, thinly veiled excuse to show some more builds. All right, I'll give you what you want. All right, what do you want to look at first? The Rogue? All in on Rogue, Swashbuckler. Okay, maybe not what you were thinking, okay? Again, since we have all these feats, here's a fun one. So Potent Robes is going to add charisma into our Vicious Mockery, right? So we get a bonus to our Vicious Mockery. We get a +6 bonus, okay? If only there was like an Agonizing Blast for Vicious Mockery, that would be even funnier, right? But again, we could get this easily up to 24 in the end game. So that would be a +7 bonus. And with the Steeped in Bliss condition from our beautiful little Resonance Stone here we go. This doubles our psychic damage in a 30-foot radius, so this is actually double damage now, right? And Arcane Synergy Ring pops off whenever you use a cantrip, and then you have the Mystic Scoundrel. So what I was trying to gun for is I can bop them with my Rapier, and then Mystic Scoundrel will let me use this as a bonus action. And since a rogue doesn't really get, you know, the standard fighter double attack or triple attack, you can use your melee and then insult them. I mean, what's more swashbuckler than that, right? And then from there, you just add in, I'm a human, so I'm allowed to use shields. I wanted the extra initiative on the Hellrider bow. You can take different benefits from here. Obviously, we're using will, so I wanted to show off the Infernal Rapier and vice versa. Mental fatigue for using my Vicious Mockery. I do a lot of extra damage from the Psychic being doubled, but also, if I'm going to do Psychic damage, I can do Mental Fatigue. And then from there, we have extra AC, increase our Charisma by 2, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Didn't know what I wanted for the amulet, just figured, you know, any kind of saving throws, but you could do a lot with that slot right there. Just something funny for all in on Swashbuckler, and if we took the shield away, you know, you'd be a little bit more. But yeah, you could be a, you know, maybe swap your clothes to camp clothes and be like a true Swashbuckler who insults people, you know, gives them a saving throw and the mental fatigue problems, and then you're also doing the rakish audacity sneak attacks. Pretty powerful, and it's all focused in charisma, which I can't stress enough. So this has no dippage in any other subclass, and you can still be a 12 rogue that's entirely focused on charisma. I just took 16 dexterity for a little extra initiative and armor class. Okay. So what about Gale? This is the one I think most people are going to lean into, especially if you're a bad dude, because bad dudes, I don't like to show this off a lot. Not everybody's committed to doing some heinous things to get this thing. This is like one of the only good light armors in the game. Fight me on it. No, not really. But this is probably the best light armor in the game. So you double your piercing damage in like a 10-foot radius, right? 7-foot radius? Yeah. So you got to be right up next to them, okay? But in honor mode, piercing damage really gets screwed over, like with the Watchers over here, right? So if we look at a Steel Watcher and a lot of other opponents, come on, walk over here. Steel Watchers and a lot of like bosses and whatnot get resistances to piercing. Is that really? Can I not look at them? Okay, whatever. I don't know why we can't look at the robot, but robot here has magical and regular piercing resistance. So we'll use the Bone Spike Gloves, ignore those resistances, right? And then with Harmonic Dueler, what's going to happen here is we get our Charisma modifier bonus as a buff on all of our melee weapon attacks, not just the weapon. So this thing right now is pack weaponed. From level 1, we can packed weapon with Charisma. So now it's operating on +5 attack and accuracy. Then Harmonic Dueler is going to just give us a melee weapon buff for another +5 from our Charisma. And then we're going to have Arcane Synergy from the Diadem because we inflict maybe ability drain from the worms in your head, right? And so when we do that, we get +15 to our melee attacks on the Harmonic Dueler. We get +10 on our Rhapsody. Our weapon is considered magical, but we're bypassing resistances regardless. And then because of the ballast armor, even those robots cannot resist us, right? So the Bone Spike ignores the resistance. The vulnerability makes sure that our piercing damage is doubled. Like, obviously you can see where we're going now, right? So even with our piercing damage up close, we do massive amounts of double damage. And then remember, sneak attack adopts whatever your main damage source is. So even this then gets doubled. So 5d6 is now whatever that turns into. Let's say like 25 damage turns into, boom, now you have 50 damage on a single strike. So this guy was like slapping people for 98 damage, and then his offhand, by the way, even without 2-weapon fighter, would actually end up doing like 30 plus damage because you're getting Harmonic Dueler applied to this, and you're getting the Arcane Synergy applied to it, and it's just kind of insane. But yeah, I think a lot of players are going to play like this. Either one level in Hexblade, or even 2 to get the Agonizing Blast. Now you have a cool cantrip. You can be like your favorite pirate character in an anime, or, you know, a certain greatest pirate everybody knows can just now shoot Eldritch Blast, I guess. Or you can role play like, you know, Davy Jones, the Arms of Hadar. You know, been too deep in the sea, too long out there at the seas, and something kind of picked you up and it wasn't scurvy. All right, moving on. Minthara is more of a wacky, high, you know, conceptual kind of thing. Sadly, at 4 levels of, this would be a 4-bar dip. The 4-bar dip in Swordsbard, go figure. I'm sure plenty of people are going to mix Swordsbard with Swashbuckler. You get the 2-weapon fighter if you want to go that route. Maybe you don't want to be a Swordsbard that uses hand crossbows. You want to actually be a swords bard. So Sylvan Scimitar, once you take Bard as your second class, you will now use Charisma as your spellcaster modifier. That's why this is now using Charisma, because the Sylvan Scimitar now swaps it for your Charisma, your spellcasting modifier, right? So I was going for maybe a little crit here, like crit from the bow, crit from the helmet, crit from the viciousness. That's 17 or higher on crit, since we have decent enough dexterity, and since Swords Bard gives us medium armor capabilities, we can use Armor of Agility. And from there, there's this set I always try to bring up to people's attention. Broodmother's Revenge will give you poison on both weapons once you're healed. If you do poison damage, you will potentially get a chance to, because you're getting poison damage now, you'll potentially get a chance to poison the target. If you poison somebody, the cloak of, this is displacement cloak, there's a derivation cloak, where is it? Where'd it go? There it is, derivation cloak. I guess we were using the wrong cloak. God damn. Alright, but derivation cloak will heal you if you end up getting a poison. So with all the strikes, we are landing poison. We're potentially poisoning somebody. If we do poison them, we heal. If we heal, we get more turns for our magical poison damage added to our weapons and so on. And if we crit, all of our dice double, so even better. But yeah, a little more experimental. I just wanted to show again, there's another weapon that can use your charisma modifier. You don't have to do it this way, but unfortunately, 4 levels of Bard, you can only use your Bardic Inspiration once per long rest, so it's kind of lame. Maybe don't focus on that, but we still get Vicious Mockery, which is very fitting of Minthara. Alright, and of course, we can use our sneak attack. We get a little, not the highest, because we're multi-classing, but it is a nice little 4d6 bonus, and if it crits, it goes up to 8d6, right? But that's going to do it. That's just a little breakdown, a little preview for what's to come in patch 8. If you're watching, I appreciate you. Thanks, Larian, for adding some new stuff, seemingly, I guess, for free DLC. That's pretty awesome. But always, I'm probably going to cover just about all these new subclasses. If there's one you're more excited for, go ahead, drop a like in the comment. Let me know. I'll try and cover it for you first. Get right to it. But we'll see about it. Otherwise, you guys have a good one, and I'll check you out in the next one. Bye.